What's up guys, this is KDiz here and me and my wife have just turned up at the Retro Games Fair in Nottingham. As you can see, the queues are still going. We actually got here a bit late, so people are queuing up now. Yeah, so it's already busy in there. I had a quick scout round. Gonna do some filming in there, let you see what it's all about. Seen a couple of people we know already, but yeah, it's looking decent size. Probably similar to the London gaming market, but yeah, the crowds are growing, so it's probably going to get pretty get stinky up in there, if you know what I mean. So we'll see you inside. Hey guys, so just a quick recap of the Retro Games Fair in Nottingham now that we're back. I'm actually filming this a few days later, now I've got a bit of free time. So yeah, you know, it's kind of what I expected. It had very much the London gaming market vibe as far as like the size goes and the sort of stuff that was available. As you can see from the footage, it was, if you've ever been to any of these events, it was a standard fair thing. Not sure, I mean, I've never been to the video game markets up at Donny and Leeds, but looking at their sort of map layouts, they tend to look like they're a fair bit bigger than this maybe, but you know, maybe that's just the map makes it look bigger. But yeah, it was, you know, it was a good turnout. We didn't have to queue when we got there, we were lucky. The crowd sort of came in a fair bit later. Sort of as we were leaving, the sort of queues they were still sort of ushering in people slowly, so it wasn't too overrammed, but it was a little bit busy, and Holly you know, wasn't big on the crowds, and understandably, and I get it. It can be a pain to look for stuff that you want when, you know, you've got a row of people in front of you and you just got to wait your turn, and you got to be polite. We're British, that's what we do. But yeah, it was worth going. We had a good day in Nottingham anyway. It's a really nice sort of city to go around. I've spent not a lot of time in Nottingham apart from going to gigs and a couple of stag do's and things like that. So actual city centre shopping. Never really done any shopping in Nottingham, even though I lived in Derby for a few years, you know, when I was younger. Never really went over there much. But we had a good day out. We also went to Monty's Bar and Grill, which it's kind of got a retro feel. They've got arcades there and stuff. They had Sega Rally, I think Time Crisis 3 maybe. And then they had a Mega Drive set up, and we played a bit of Rise Star on the Mega Drive, which was a bit of a random game to have on, but I'm guessing they just sort of changed the games up that are on there. But that was kind of cool. It was a good vibe in there. We actually played some Scrabble. You believe that? We played Scrabble, the board game, because they had board games to play. So we just had a drink and played some Scrabble as you do while we were there. So yeah, it was nice day trip anyway. Wouldn't have been worth going if it was just for the gaming market, games fair. because I really didn't pick up a lot at all. There was a few things I was eyeing up. I was looking at the Retron N, I think it's called, which is the Hyperkin system that plays the NES games, just the NES cartridges, and I think it's Famicom and NTSC stuff as well, which would have been pretty cool because it's down to £20. I was really tempted, but I was like, I don't need it. You know, my old NES has got the AV outs, and our TVs right now still have AV input, and you know, so many people say about the perfect experience on a CRT TV, and it is true, but there's nothing wrong with playing my NES on one of the small HD ready TVs that we've got. You know, it's perfectly playable. I don't really notice the lag. I mean, I'm not going to complain. So right now, you know, it would have been nice to have one, but I don't need it right now. There's always the thing, you don't need these things. You kind of want them, you don't need them. But speaking of NES, the only actual thing I did pick up, which I've been eyeing up at the markets and shows like Revival for a while, is WrestleMania Challenge on the NES. The game's panned, it's slated, it's LGN, it's got that bad rep, but I had this as a kid. I thought it looked good. It's an isometric view, it's got all the entrance themes as you wrestle with the characters, and I owned it as a kid. I enjoyed it. I don't remember being that good at the game, but it was £3. I mean, that's an absolute steal. Good thing about NES games is they are starting to drop their price now. There wasn't a huge amount of choice at this event for NES games. It's kind of been I think it's sort of peaked now for the NES as far as the pricing goes, and sort of the demand a little bit. So maybe the sellers and the traders aren't bringing as much of that stock across, or trying to pick up that much stock anymore. I think people have jumped onto the Super Nintendo and the 32-bit stuff more now. So now's a good time to be getting NES again. It's like the prices seem to be dropping slightly, just for the popular titles. You know, most of the good titles are, you know, really under £10 now. You know, for loose carts anyway. There was a real distinct lack of boxed NES stuff at the event as well, which is fine. You know, I mean, I'm not an NES box collector. However, you know, I'm doing my Super Mario collection. All Super Mario Brothers mainline series boxed. So I was on the lookout for the original Super Mario Brothers on the NES boxed, which is sometimes harder to get hold of because obviously it was a pack-in title a lot with NESs, and I'm not sure. Well, a lot of time it was a Mario and Duck Hunt one, or the triple pack one, which I've got is the Mario, Tetris, and Nintendo World Cup. But to get Mario Brothers on its own separate is probably in a box is not as easy as you might think, because obviously it was a pack-in title with other games, so a lot of people probably didn't buy it separately, especially in the UK with NES's popularity in the UK being questionable. People, you know, to a certain extent. Not to contradict my video about the NES not being popular in the UK, watch that video, I'll put some good points across. But yeah, so, you know, I was happy to go, just pick up the single game. Got to catch up with a couple of people. I know Tootie was there, he was helping out Pete, and another guy doing their stall. So yeah, good to see Tootie and Pete, old school variety face there. Had a quick chinwag with them about things, and you know, hope they did well on the day. And a few other sort of traders I recognised from other events, but not enough to warrant saying hello and expect them to remember me, you know, just as a punter. But yeah, it was a good turnout, and I'm thinking it'll do. It's done well enough that they'll probably bring it back next year. I don't see why not. I know they're trying to expand the. I think it's the replay events that run this. I really should have done more research for this video, but yeah, I'm hoping, because there's not any other sort of events like that in the East Midlands sort of area yet, that they will do it again next year, and it would be nice to go again this sort of time next year. Although I have a feeling there is a revival event around October, November time next year, so if I had to pick between the two, it's going to obviously be revival. But yeah, had a good day. Never went out to pick up much, but yeah, it was good. Good, as you can see from the footage, that there was the sort of tournament stuff as well, which was nice to see a few of the kids playing the punch out and stuff like that to try and get the scores and that. So it's cool to actually have that at a gaming market, actually have games to play as well, because London Gaming Market doesn't really have that on offer. They do board game stuff, but I think that's sort of weaned off over the years, but to actually have a few things to play as well. I think there was a couple of arcade cabs as well. Maybe they were the sort of stuff you buy, the all-in-one sort of RetroPie builds. But yeah, it was good. You've seen it from the footage. I'm thinking back a few days now, and if you're watching this, you've literally just watched the footage of the thing. So I don't need me to tell you what it was like. Yeah, good day, worth the trip, and I do recommend anyone to check out Retro Games Fair if there's one in your area and you just want to have a browse about what's on the scene right now, because it's a community thing, and yeah, it was cool. So cheers for watching, guys. Got a few more videos coming soon. Another one from me and Rudy that we'll put on the back burner for a bit, but it's good to go. Yeah, cheers for watching. Peace.